What a day. What a day. So much to
What a
talk
day.
about. What a day. What a day. What's going on, everybody? It's John Boy and Jake Radio. It is April 7th, and we woke up to some big news about baseball potentially being back in May. We got the NBA players playing horse. We got new episodes of Tiger King. We got a guy jumping from a roof of a car into a pond, or the opposite. I don't know what it is. Music back up. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to John Boy and Jake Radio. I'm John Boy, that's Jake. We got producer BBD in the small screen. Everyone, I hope, is having a fantastic Tuesday. Jake, how are you doing?
Good morning, James. I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Good to be JJRing. Man, we'll still this Corona thing, right?
Still going strong.
Still going strong, but yeah, doing okay. It's man, it's interesting looking back on the days, which I think we're supposed to do on this in the banter segment. I don't want to jump too far into the banter segment.
We're there. It's the opening segment.
Oh my God, how are you doing, James?
I'm good. I mean, I haven't left the apartment in a while because I left on, I don't know, Tuesday or Thursday, and I kind of started I didn't like being out there. I told you there's still people everywhere in my corner, just like hanging out. It was like hard to do the 6 feet rule. So it's like if I go out in my neighborhood, I'm not doing the social distancing and I'm rubbing shoulders with whoever's in the store with me because there's just not enough space and not enough people that care about it. So I'm waiting today to get my mask and gloves. And I feel like, well, whatever. That's what society says. I was going to say I feel like a little bitch, but that's what you got to do.
Oh, dude, the mask is a big hurdle. At first I was mentally fighting it, but now I'm mask squad, and it felt good. I told you this the other day, I guess on Talking Yanks, that the park had been our go-to, and we actually had 2 parks. We've got one along the river that leads to a dog park, and we've got Central Park, and they were both kind of getting too crowded. And it sucked because that was like the one place of solace almost, or escape. And then it kind of got scary with too many people. We called it off for like a week or so. We started going a little crazy. We got our masks and stuff, went to the park, and it was good. Got like 2-3 mile walks in. And it wasn't overly crowded. So it was good to let the lead out a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly like what Katie and I need. So we're waiting on these masks and gloves so we can escape. Because once we get past our little section where no one cares about things, we can go to the Hudson River and just walk along the river, and you don't come in contact with anyone. It's actually a really beautiful walk. So we're trying to do that today.
Good.
I hope. We don't have that busy of a day, right? No. This and talking baseball.
Yam out a couple things right quick. But yeah, it's I don't know, man, just weird. And we walked yesterday and Sunday, and weekends are still more busier than the week, which is interesting because I guess a lot of people are trying to work from home and stuff. But also there's some like pretty flowers in Central Park, which is tough because I get it. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. But there's a lot of people that are by the flowers that are like stopping their run or doing whatever to pause and like take a picture with the flowers. And they're posting an Instagram that's like, I know times are tough, but we can still blossom through all of this. And it's like, guys, like,
did you post that? Sounds like you might have posted
saved those posts. I wish. It's good stuff. I might go there today and do it, but just one of those societal things that you're like, this kind of sucks, guys. And that.
Adam Ottavino, we had him on a guest on Talking Yanks. I look so tired. And he said, like, he was walking around. He'd never seen New York at this time because he's always gone and playing baseball. Yeah. He's like, the flowers are pretty. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Um, Other than that, I'm good. Katie and I finished painting this room, so the walls are all white now. And then
Huge.
we got to get shelves, and she's got paint for the other rooms. And like I said, I'm fine with staying home and living from home and
Yeah.
doing this via the computer. It blows because we have an office, but I can handle this. I just need one walk every 2 days, maybe outside.
Yeah.
It's kind of my minimum, which is pretty small, I think. But yeah, doing well. My aunt made masks. Where'd you get your mask from?
We got our masks from. Oh, Jess's mom sent them. I mean,
Nice.
she's a nurse practitioner or something like that. So we got masks, and then my sister messaged me, and she's like, "Hey, do you want mask covers?" And I
Yeah,
was
you're supposed to
like,
put linens over your mask cover. It's the whole thing. Double mask.
"Right." And I had no idea. I'm not well versed in the mask world, and B, I thought people were only doing them to be stylish. Like I thought it was just like, hey, if we're gonna be masks, like let's make them a little funky.
Some people
And
are
like,
bedazzling their masks out there for sure.
right. Which, that pulls on a couple heartstrings of mine because A, I mean, I love a good fashionable item, but B, this is like for survival and stuff. So that's like, you know, but yeah, I guess the cloth thing is good. So I think Sis is gonna send me some cloths or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Nice. Who does know? Supposedly it ticked down yesterday in New York or 2 days ago, but they expected it to tick back up.
Yeah, and I think I think Italy had their lowest day in a while. I think, it was like 3 weeks apart or something like that, and they've been full on quarantine. But yeah, I wouldn't say there's light at the tunnel, but there's like hope that the tunnel has an end sometime, which is
It
a little
also
different than a week or two ago.
it also depends on what you think the tunnel is, you know.
Right.
Cuz
Very true.
I think we're going to be social distancing for a year.
Yeah, I think that's me and Jess had a good conversation about that. I think it's going to be interesting, a very interesting case study because you're right. I mean, for some people it's like, oh, like concerts and stuff. Like no, like those. I do think those are going to be off the table for about a year, like you're saying. Um, but it's going to be interesting. How do I could see a day in May or June when some restaurants and stuff are open. What does that look like? Do they limit
Yeah.
customers? Are they?
Yeah. So
Uh,
I think they'll be open, but I think like movie theaters will be like 2 rows of dead and then a row, and tables at restaurants will be measured and stuff. It's not like we're gonna snap come June when we're like
right.
at our lowest and it's like go be normal. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a long phased out process. Because to be honest, if the whole nation did this, if we quarantine and we do all this, let's do it right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm in. You've got me in. You got me wearing a mask.
Right.
So I'm in for the long haul now to do whatever I need to do to make sure that this is like goes away forever. So I'm not rooting for like let's just snap and go back to it.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough too because I mean there absolutely is going to be. I think they're calling it a boomerang effect. Like if we do get more active at some point, like yes, cases are going to go back up. So are people going to be ready for that kind of news? And then if we're not, I mean that's going to kind of reset everything. So who knows with that? I think more importantly, I watched Bombshell this weekend, and
We
that was
talked about
that was,
that a little somewhere, right?
that was good. Yeah, I think either you and I just talking or baseball or one of them. But yeah, I thought I mean it won some awards and stuff and has some really good actors and actresses in it. I love anything with John Lithgow. Um, so yeah, I mean kind of a heavy topic, but um, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I just don't like that style. Like
Right.
Vice, I thought for that style was pulled off really well, and same with the Big Short. But I'm not a fan of that style. So I'm not knocking its quality. I
Right.
just not for me. I watched
Right.
half of it, realized what it was, and got out.
Oh, and know what made me really happy?
What's that?
It's some Jake Brain stuff. At the end of Bombshell, there's an actor who plays Rupert Murdoch,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I know that dude from somewhere. I started doing the old dad on the couch, like, where do I know that guy? And I was like, in a show I really liked, and I liked his character. So I'm digging through the brain, scrapping.
Okay.
I think he was Sloane's dad from Entourage.
Sloane dad, Entourage. Okay, I'm Googling it. Terrence McQuick.
Yes. Yes. And
Oh, yeah.
I put that together because, dude, I checked out the IMDb after, and he's not a lot of other stuff I would have seen Terrence McQuick in. So I was pretty happy.
That's his name in Entourage. It's Malcolm
Right.
Malcolm McDowell. I know him from something. He always plays Mozart in the Jungle is what I know him from. Yeah, you would have watched that.
That classic. Yeah. Everyone's seen that.
It's a good show. He's in Franklin and Bash. You know what? I don't. You know what's like?
Did you just casually drop a Franklin and Bash at the end there?
He was in Franklin and Bash.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, casually. I'm just scrolling through his IMDb.
Right.
People loved Franklin and Bash. You know what?
Who are people? Who are these people?
Oh, it's got a cult following.
Okay. Well,
there was like a big
different things.
Well, that's
Awful
people
stuff have cult followings.
Yeah, but I think there was like a big I think there was like a big campaign for like Franklin and Bash to come back or something like that. I forget. I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't watch it.
I think they advertised the shit out of it, and it was terrible. I think it was one of those first like NCAA March Madness things where they advertised to nauseum, and you're like, I think this sucks, and it did.
Did it? I never watched it, I don't think. I thought it got a lot of. Well, I don't know. Did it get a lot? I think
everyone was excited because wasn't it Zach Morris was back or something? Wasn't it like his first thing in a while?
It had a 4-season run. It's pretty good. Anyway, so my problem with Bombshell is we have all these comedian directors who are making jokes that now want to tackle like big subjects. Like, you know, Adam McKay did The Big Short and then he did Vice. And do you know who directed Bombshell? The guy who did all of the Austin Powers and Meet the Fockers and Mystery Alaska, like really good stuff. Like I like him.
Yeah.
But then they go tackle politics and something with an agenda. And even if I agree with the agenda, I just like hate agendas in my entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those tricky things with getting older, and I think it's where people lost a lot of respect for Adam Sandler in the comedy world because they're like, why does Adam Sandler do like grown-ups in some of these movies? And it's because he had kids. Like you either get older like Adam McKay and some of those people, and you do, you know, you get more into politics in that world, and you do some more adult stuff. Or Adam Sandler, you go the other way and you say, well, I've got some kids. I might as well make shit they like.
Adam Sandler did a roundtable with De Niro and Jamie Foxx and Shia LaBeouf and Adam Driver, a bunch of really big actors. And the host asked him about his politics. And Sandler dude, I love Sandler so much.
Right.
His answer was, I don't have enough conviction either way. So like, why does anyone care what I have to think? That's how I feel. Yeah. Like, sure, I have my own opinions, but they can be swayed by whatever article I read, and like they're constantly changing. So I'm not going to lay them all on the line without any conviction behind it. I loved it. I was like, that's how I feel. Some things I agree with, some I dis. So many people take a firm stance, and they're stuck with it forever.
I'm in that boat too, and I mean, people get killed for that because then they say you don't care enough, and it's like, no, I kind of do care, but like at the same time, just not about this stuff. Like you go deal with it. So yeah, look at that coronavirus politics, just a normal JJR morning.
Yeah, way normal. Do you want to skip to sports? We have sports in the banter section. We have
what else you got in banter?
BBD put that we have new graphics, new logo, new backdrop. If you're watching on YouTube or Periscope, new logo. If you're listening on your podcast app, you can see it. I already bought a hoodie with the new logo because I told you I was so excited about that distressed look on the hoodie. So I have one of those coming my way. I think BBD grabbed some as well.
Good.
They look good. So shout out to Matt, our graphic designer who made these. I like it.
Nice.
Needed a tune-up.
Let's see what else. It was Noodle's 3rd birthday. Happy birthday, Noodle. And then I watched The Stranger on Netflix.
Oh, I went to start that yesterday, but then I didn't. So I kind of don't want to hear anything about it because I plan on watching it.
Okay, interested to see your reaction.
I
Then.
didn't like it by the preview, but then Luke and my mom both said they like it, so now I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I won't feed the beast too much. I think you and I watch shows differently, and I think this might be a good example. But I could be wrong. We'll see.
All
Stay
right.
tuned, people.
I also had Francesa versus Funhouse in here on Banter, but because I thought the sports would be light, but sports are pretty heavy. So Francesa's losing his mind, and that Funhouse dude is just such a loser. So I got in the mix. I probably shouldn't have. Because, again, I don't care that much.
Right.
He thinks he's something he's not. Just post clips from a radio. Very weird life that kid lives. Actively listens to shows he dislikes so he can tell other people how much he dislikes them.
Does he say he dislikes them?
He says, I like Francesa, but his show is horrible. That's what he says.
Yeah, and I mean, nowadays, Francesa, do what you want with that, but it's a really weird thing either way. But he was like, "Hey, I give Colin Cowherd a lot of credit. I've made fun of him, and Cowherd takes it on the nose, and he kind of gets it." And it's like, well, I mean, you're walking a weird line if you think that these famous people are gonna like you for tearing their shows apart,
right? Come on.
I think that's my thing with him. It's like, what?
And for Cowherd, dude, he like Cowherd said the reason he didn't think that Vince Young would be good was because he compared him to Tebow. So like what he was saying was like same thing with Tebow, but he worded it wrong. And he said, I said he was going to be like Tebow. So this Funhouse dude was like, Tebow wasn't even around yet. So how could you have said that? You're a liar. And it's like, dude, that is such a simple, just kind of he said the wrong word and anyone with a brain knows what he was meant. And you're taking it out of context and putting it in front of 100,000 people and calling him an idiot. Like, why do you think radio hosts or anyone is going to like that? Of course they're going to tell you to stop.
Cowherd's got I think I've mentioned this to you before, but Cowherd's a really weird cat. And I believe the story is when he was a kid, they were playing with fireworks or something. And they were playing with fireworks and like a truck caught on fire or something. And I think he like set his town ablaze or something like that. It was either a truck or like a big fire happened. So his parents locked him inside for a summer. And they were like, hey, dude, like you literally set stuff on fire. And so think about being a little kid, like locked in your room alone for a summer that likes sports, you become Colin Cowherd. So I just thought that was really funny.
That adds up. It all adds up there. Yeah.
Yeah. A plus B.
All right. So that was fun. Let's get into the sports. We got tons of sports. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna do. Okay, we don't need to hold on. We're holding on, and okay, let's get into the sports. Oh, volume was off. See, I take these headphones off.
Jimmy, can't you see? Haven't said that in a while. The NBA, National Basketball Association, for those listening at home, says they won't make a restart decision before May 1st. I saw some players tweeting about that too. It's going to be a really interesting. They could pick up and just do their playoffs, or Jim, they could pick up and play a little horse. NBA discussing doing a little ESPN type online horse league. Could be fun, could be horribly boring. Interested to see how that develops. NFL keeps chugging along. They might get rid of the PI review because they didn't take it seriously last year. And NFL is officially moving on with their draft. They're going to do everything virtually. Hey, knock yourself out, National Football League. Jim, your Major League Baseball takes the sporting news by storm this morning with a report saying that they're eyeing getting back to the field in May. Wild stuff. It'll be interesting to see if you and I can dip the toe, because I know we're going to talk about this in depth on Talking Baseball, #ad. And it's not on here, but maybe I'll find a link of it. I think in Korea or Japan, where they're playing these fake fans, and they are pretty horrifying.
All right, there's the baseball news. I mean, the sports news. There's some good stuff. I saw a tweet quickly on the draft stuff. I saw a tweet from our guy Bobby Skinner, who hosts Talking Giants and does a lot of football stuff for John Boy Media, and he was like, "How can all these people that are doing their job via the computer and like hosting sports shows on ESPN complain about the NFL hosting a virtual draft when it's literally the same exact process and same exact thing?" And I was like, really good point, Bobby Skinner.
Yeah.
Really, almost an exceptional point.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. And I think, because, at first, and it becomes this kind of copy culture in sports, which saw happening when all the Corona stuff was going down, and it ended up being a good thing. Where one league cancels something, and if one league cancels it, you can't be the other league with your neck out there. So it's funny. I think Adam Schefter was being pretty critical of the National Football League at first for not like delaying stuff. And I mean, kind of good on the NFL, because literally, like, we can keep the ball moving. Are there a couple outliers and examples? Are there a couple kids who aren't going to have their pro days? Like, the Tua Tagovailoa story is really interesting because, he was a kid everyone wanted to see if he's fully healthy. And he's saying, yeah, I feel great. I'm healthy. But, we've seen this in the NFL draft before where, if they scan that hip and someone gives you the red X, like, you could be deemed undraftable. So there's a couple outliers, but yeah, man, I mean, kind of keep it rolling. Like, yes, it'll be weird not having the front office and the coach all in the same room. Figure it out. We've got Zoom meetings. We've got group text. Like, have a plan, which you should anyways. Maybe this will be good for teams instead of hearing these nightmare draft stories where the coach and the GM are yelling at everyone. How about we get everyone on the same page? How nuts would that be?
Pretty nuts. And maybe is it going to be more of a spectacle for the broadcast, or will they tone it down and actually be like worth for? I know diehard football fans like watching the draft. I'd love to watch it, but it's just way too much and way too dumb.
Oh, so, I mean, they're still gonna do draft broadcast stuff. Are you kidding me?
I know. I wonder how they can do it though. I think they might be forced to have it toned down.
Toned down is interesting. I think I normally don't give enough credit here. What? That was really weird. But dude, think about the ESPN people that are gonna have to produce it, and like, they're going to want to get live player reactions. They're going to want to get, different reactions from around the league while they're all teetering this fine line with internet.
Everyone, everyone would just FaceTime in. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it.
But yeah, and it's FaceTime into who? Are they going to have the same person interviewing everyone? Are they going to mix it up with different people interviewing people? Are they going to, I mean, it's from a production side, it's pure chaos, and I'm sure some people are going to show their brilliance in this. Well, I guess you could say that with everything that's going on. Some people are going to show some brilliance, and some people are going to fall on their face a little bit.
What do you think about the NBA horse competition? Like you said, the clips from that will be awesome. For anyone who watches it, it'll be so boring. Yeah, someone will make a mega edit and it'll just be like shot, miss, shot, H, and stuff like that. And that'll be entertaining. But like the actual, like if they try to fill an hour slot or 2 hour slot going back and forth with players, like imagine if it's 5 bricks in a row, just like, playing horse. Sometimes you get bored. You're like, let's speed this up. Yeah.
Like okay. Or if someone gets a big lead and it's kind of already over, you're over the game. I don't know. I heard, some of my buddies that are into basketball, BBD, the Talking Knicks crew. Like there's some good ideas, like get some of the legends out, like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, like have them play horse, and that gets old people with some nostalgia and stuff like that. Like
That's more
there's a fun
entertaining
way to do it.
than current
Yeah,
players.
and there's some content there, and I don't know. I think with the basketball stuff, the players are do well. The bigger problem is, and the NBA's been doing their 2K online league or whatever, is, and I don't want this to be a shot at players, and it will be, is that they're not great entertainers. And so if you're just setting up a guy with a video camera and he's going to play horse online against someone else, and these players have to entertain a half hour worth of basketball, like it's kind of not a formula for success. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. I mean, good on the NBA for thinking about that kind of stuff, because you know what? If they do put something out right now, I mean, people will watch it.
Yeah. All right. The big topic, especially for us since we're baseball related, is this ESPN Jeff Passan article. Like you said, when we're done with this, we're going to hop on with Plouffe and discuss it at full. But it would be, not everyone listens to talking baseball, so we got to do a little bit of it here. But I don't want to get in the weeds. But I cringed reading that whole article and kind of made me embarrassed for baseball and not excited. And I know that's weird coming from a guy who watches 162 games of his favorite team every single season and lives and dies with the result every night. I love baseball. I want it back. I'm not clamoring for that. And I think it's really kind of dumb to even tell people this is what you're scraping for. Like, we're still in the middle of this.
Yeah.
We're still in the middle of this, and you're talking about maybe we should explain the plan. But we've been on opposite sides of this the entire time. So I know that
I'm going to say opposite sides to this. I think than you think in your head.
What's that?
I think you and I have been closer to this than you think. Like I agree with some like a chunk of what you're saying right now. Like the fact MLB released some of these details, and I mean chunks of it seem very unrealistic. So it's is this just MLB throwing it out there to take some spotlight? Do you take some optimism in the fact that they're talking about some of these details that we can get them to a point where maybe they are workable? Or is it just like kind of what are you guys doing? Because there's some absolute hangups in this that are unreal.
It comes down to this. Does MLB think we're dumb or are they dumb? And
yeah,
because this plan is just so fucking stupid. If what is in this article is honestly what they think is going to happen, how could you possibly write this bullet point? And we love Jeff Passan. Someone gave him this information. It's not like Passan's making this shit up. Sitting in the empty stands 6 feet apart so the players are social distance and not in the dugout. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think we're brainless? I mean, the batter and the catcher and the first baseman and the runner will be closer than 6 feet. Pitchers lick the baseball before they throw it. Are you going to... Yeah. And then everyone touches it. But you're going to have them sit 6 feet apart in the stands? Like, we're not stupid. No mound visits, but yet, like, that's not a brand of baseball I'm clamoring to see. And they're going to go in Arizona... And they're all going to be in their quarantine for 4.5 months and not be able to see their family in the middle of a global pandemic when everyone just wants to be by their family as much as possible. And they're going to go put them at risk for baseball. Like in the grand scheme of things, I understand there's a business and an entertainment, but it's crazy, man. And then like the hotel staff, the kitchen staff for 1,000 people that are now going to take over whatever city you're going to host this in. Hey, Arizona's still struggling. It's not like it doesn't exist there. Like they still have to deal with this in their state. So you're going to bring and then like, what if one player gets it? One coach gets it. One kitchen staff gets it. Then you have to shut the whole thing down in 2 weeks. And now it's the most egg on your face ever. Also 7-inning double headers. if you're going to do an abridged version, do a round robin tournament of 9-inning games and just make the whole season its own weird thing. Don't try to do like fake real. The whole thing sucks. We're going to get into it with Plouffe because I'm interested in what he thinks, but what do you got on any of that?
And I mean, the 7th-inning doubleheader, like I've kind of been prepared for that. You know, we've heard about that a little bit. And in a season like now, that's kind of a solution. If you're going to have teams on the field for the same day, I think it's funny you opened with the player sitting in the stands because yes, there is a little ridiculous aspect to it, but at the same time, I think we can adapt or just make a bigger dugout almost in the stands.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think it's as dramatic as possible.
No, but the fact that they thought they had to write it is what's baffling me. Because it's like we're not brain.
I get that.
We're not brain dead, and you're not brain dead. Like that's not a real thing.
The people are brain dead. So I don't know, and I think the whole thing that gets overlooked in all of this, and obviously the players and their families, like that's probably the most ridiculous part. Although, Passan was on ESPN last night saying he talked to a player and he gave him like we'd never do this, and then he texted back 15 minutes later and he's like, my wife said she'd be good with it. So I think he was talking to a high profile player because they also mentioned money, which is an interesting aspect. And there's so many moving parts. This plan isn't it. I think my biggest broad stroke is you either look at it as a good thing that they're looking into all these ideas and trying to get creative, or it's I think they're, in my deepest pessimistic area, that this whole thing could be a smokescreen to be like, hey, we are trying, but it's, this isn't real.
Well, that's what I said. They buried the lead because at the end, Passan says the other option is no season. And I think they're just going to, I said this like 2 weeks ago. I think they're just going to slowly keep hinting at that. They're trying to get fans casually to understand this.
I don't know. I mean, there's definitely a possibility. I do think that's on the far end of the spectrum, but I think there's a chance. And I think the other thing that's getting overlooked in this is the biggest part of this contingent plan is that there's rapid testing available to everyone, which who knows how much that could change the game. And yeah, I think if you want more, tune in to Talking Baseball later.
Yeah, because Trevor Plouffe always texts all his buddies in the league to get what their minds are saying, and then he comes with some different ideas. So we're going to record right after this. We're going to post it as soon as we can. So if you really want the deep dive, we'll do a whole show on it there. But that's kind of I'm willing to hear people out, but that is like my reaction to reading it. Like we had some people read it and were excited, and I read it and got very embarrassed for MLB.
Well, and different people have different reactions.
Sure. Yeah, you're allowed to feel or think whatever you want. I don't care. But I saw like a lot of people saying like, oh, it's going to happen. It's like, I don't know about that. I know everyone's clamoring to be the first sport back, to be the first televised live sport, because you're going to get a lot of eyes on you. And there's something about it that seems so misguided to me. But I understand it's a business, but something about that just makes me cringe. Like, ugh. Like,
yeah, it's a little bit.
You have to wait until we're at least out of the peak, and
we talked about this with the XFL a little bit when this was all starting. That the XFL, that first weekend when the NBA shut down and they shut down the golf tournament, the XFL was scheduled to play games, and I was thinking from the XFL's perspective, I mean, it was a little bit of a dream for them. They could have been the only game in town for a weekend. The XFL never thought they would get that opportunity, and they canceled the games. And I thought that was interesting. And I've been on the revenue side of this thing because you've mentioned the money a lot. And if baseball does get a way to get their product out there, they were saying in new TV contracts that they could do, if MLB is the only game in town, they could make up that concession money. So it's going to be interesting. I think every point you've made along the way is still very much stands, and that's the great unknown. It's how this actual virus goes. How does testing develop? How have we flattened the curve? What does it look like? So yeah, it seems bullish. I think it's kind of cool they're talking about it, but the whole thing could very well be smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. The
MLB did just put out a statement about it.
I thought you burped in my ear.
Yeah, statement is kind of like what you'd say. They said they haven't come up with any sort of comprehensive plan, and they're waiting because the whole situation's rapidly changing, like it has been for the last month. So
Yeah, I think MLB floats stuff out
it's covering
to
their
get
ass,
I think they float stuff out to get a feel a lot of times.
Get a reaction, yeah.
I mean, they do that with all their potential new rule changes. They do this MLB contingency has a lot of times used the public forum as their kind of group. What are those things when you have you test a movie out with a group, or you test a product out, a control group,
sample group,
yeah, something like that.
Control group.
There's a different term, but the MLB just uses social media as that. What do you think about this idea? And then everyone gives their reaction, and then they tone it down and all that shit. All right, let's move on to the news.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Well, hold on. A little halftime?
Yeah, man. What was that?
A little halftime?
Holy smokes.
I don't know.
You're mad about baseball changing the rules. You're over here changing the rules on me.
I know. I just saw the C, which is the news soundbite. Oh, a little halftime action. I finished my coffee. I'd like more, but I don't have more.
Oh, dude, this should have been in the banter section. I'm Papi Gordo's making his own coffee for the first time.
What?
Yeah.
You've never made your own coffee?
I mean, on vacations and stuff, I've never. I had the coffee machines in the buildings.
Oh, wow, exciting! So,
yeah.
I mean, you just got a coffee mate, right? Or are you
got an iced coffee maker. I should elaborate because Poppy doesn't drink hot coffee.
What's that entail? I do cold brew in the summers. I wonder if it's similar.
So it's I mean it's kind of an extended coffee maker. It's you got a bigger pitcher and you fill it with ice, and I think you're supposed to make it a little more concentrated so the ice doesn't dilute it. But yeah, I'm roaming around with a coffee pitcher now, and I'm a bad man.
Nice. Yeah, I got to get my cold brew maker back out. It's pretty simple. The one I have, you put all the grounds in the main tank, and then there's a top that slow drips the water onto the ground, so you don't just flood them all at once. And then that goes into a jug or a vase or whatever you want to call it, science experiment cylinder type thing. Yeah. And that's the concentrate. And then you put that in the fridge. It gets cold. Then you mix that with water. And that's cold brew maker. Right. It's so good in the summer. But I'm excited for you. So are you gonna what kind of coffee did you buy? Are you gonna get into the grounds and the beans and anything like that?
I'm not there yet. Especially nervous coming in. That I was going to screw up the process a little bit. But right now I bought a bag of generic Starbucks stuff. One of the corner stores near me is quote unquote kind of healthy. It's a healthy Polish type mix. Interesting vibes. I like it there. But they have some interesting coffee options. So yeah, if I get a chance, I think I'm getting close. I'm not going to be able to get snobby about it because I can't differentiate anything in my life. Yeah. But yeah,
I don't like the snobby coffee. I like diner coffee, which I found out is okay. Some people do.
Yeah.
But remember when you came to visit me in California and I was living with David and Jamie and they were coffee people. So when I started making my own coffee, I went I had to grind the beans every morning and shit like that.
No,
I went right into it and I got dove in, but yeah. Congrats,
man. You, thank you. Our guy, Joey Mello's Baseball Brit. I don't know if you could check out his Twitter quick. But he's got the image of the fake fans they're going to be using in, the CPBL. And yeah, it's as scary as it gets.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why are they? Hold on. I think I can put this on the screen.
If you can put it up in Zoom a little bit, it's if you're watching with children, just send them to another room briefly.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. What the hell? Oh, that's not what I want. Hey, computer, do what I want.
Computer.
Do what I want, you dumb bitch. All right, hold on. Nope. Hold on. Oh, motherfucker.
Okay.
Are you still holding on?
Still holding.
Okay. MLB Union. So anyway, while I'm doing this, someone in the Periscope chat said focus group, which was the term I was looking for.
That is the actual group, not the control group.
Yeah.
Control group might be the opposite term of focus group, but
yeah,
it works.
I think the control is the people who you don't give the drugs to.
Right. The placebo.
Yeah. I'll get this eventually, but it
Okay.
looks like I don't even understand what's happening. It looks like a movie. Movies do this when they need to fake a crowd.
Yeah, but like a bad movie.
Oh yeah.
Like they gave some of these people like emoji eyes.
They did. I want to zoom in on it, but I'm having struggle. Oh, found it.
Freaked me out.
Bam. Here we go.
He found it. We're live.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. You got that? Oh wait, I'm
I
not
haven't
sure.
had the screen
Yeah. There you go. Now
Here we
you can
go.
see it as well. Okay, so I mean, we have 4 people. Why'd they put masks on them?
Right?
What? I guess maybe to remind people to wear masks. That could be like a good
Yeah.
cause. Okay.
Population is dumb. Think about how many people would see this and be like, people in the stands without masks? Like,
But they may think, oh, we can go to a baseball game. We just need to wear our mask. It'd be very much better. Well, it'd be better if they didn't do this at all.
yes.
But the fake masks are killing me, man. Are you kidding me?
It's wild. It's look it up, or if you're watching here, you could see it. And I mean, it's literally zoom in, and it's spooky stuff.
Look at the zoom of these 4 faces.
I mean, who thought that was okay?
Oh, dude, that is fucking funny.
Enjoying the game.
Yeah. Oh. BBD's laughing. You see him?
Always.
Here he is. Just cracking. Oh, what's going on? Okay. I don't know what's going on. All right. Well, that was worth the wait. We all agree.
Great halftime. Great halftime show.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
One more episode of Tiger King is coming, Jake. Are you excited? There's also a guy who jumps from a flooded building onto a car, and BBD says it's hilarious. In India, some newborn twins were birthed, and they were named Corona and COVID after the virus. So that's exciting times. A man dresses up as Barney to visit his girlfriend during quarantine. That sounds like a sitcom scene. I'm kind of interested in that one. Pat Robertson blames coronavirus on oral sex. Lady chemicals. Ooh. What? Okay. And Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy deemed essential workers in New Zealand.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
That's the news, Jake. How do you feel about it?
Looks great. I think I mean, I'll let you Sherpa as always, but has there been an update on the Tiger King? Because I think that was the ultimate bad guy. Like casually mentioned, like there's another episode coming. What's his name? Jeff
Lowe?
the guy with the hat and the do-rag, like casually mentioned that
Jeff
there's
Lowe.
another ep coming. Yeah.
Says the Tiger King phenomenon is not over yet. Netflix is releasing an extra episode of the hit docuseries next week, according to Zoo owner Jeff Lowe from the show. He revealed the details about a new episode in a cameo video posted on Twitter by Justin Turner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Netflix is adding one more episode. It will be on next week. They're filming here tomorrow, Lowe said in the video. I don't know. It seems real to me, but if they were filming and stuff like that. Are you going to watch this? So Here's where I'm at with Tiger King.
Okay.
It was entertaining. I think we already did this. It was entertaining for the first 4 episodes for myself. Once they got into the whole like he said, she said, cuss battle of like get him out of jail. Like I didn't care at all. All of you should go to jail, and I'm not trying to free anyone or taking sides. But
yeah, it's just the final is just like the fall of Joe Exotic, and then Carol Baskin's having more money.
I do think I love cultural phenomenons. And I like Aaron Boone on R2C2 said, like, when people think of Corona, they might think of Tiger King 10 years from now. And I think that might be true. It's the top show. It's been on the top of Netflix charts for the longest anything's been the number 1 most viewed thing on Netflix. Like, it's broke the record. So people are watching it. I would have to gauge the public interest on this next episode and see if, like, it would be like, fuck, am I going to have to watch this? Or if you can just get the gist of it from Twitter and shit. Because I don't really have any interest. Do you?
I mean, you're going to be able to get the gist of it. I mean, if you've seen these characters, you're going to be able to get the gist of it. I mean, yeah, I'm going to watch. I mean, why not? Like, we're locked inside. It's, you know, I think America's looking for stuff to entertain them and watch. If Tiger King's going to throw another 45 minutes out there and you see some ridiculous stuff, sure. Maybe there's one cool, fun thing in there. Maybe there's not. But yeah, why not, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I've moved on. I'm watching so much good shows. I'm in the middle of like 4 right now. But that's
give me them.
The English Game, Pillars of the Earth, which I've already seen, but I'm rewatching with Katie and enjoying it. Outlander, Dave, and what's the other one? Oh, The Stranger. I half started, but I went back to the English Game because I was like, I have too many shows. I got to finish one of these before I bring The Stranger in.
I mean, I'll say this. There's almost a level of torture if during quarantine you and Katie are there not watching the last episode of Tiger King.
Well, Katie didn't like it, so that's another reason why I wouldn't. She didn't even finish it.
Right. She kind of didn't watch it, though. I was there when she was watching Tiger King, and she was was doing more stuff with us than actually watching
If she enjoyed it, though, she would have went over. She would, like, you know, like there's shows when you leave the room you pause, and then there's shows you don't, and Tiger King never got her to the pause place.
We were also working, so like
True. All right, what was the next cool news here? So this dude jumped from a flooded building onto a car, and let me just see if I.
This is the BBD news special of the day, right? Are you going to play the sound effect for that?
Of course I am. Going to play the sound effect for that. Why would I not play the sound effect for this? BBD news special of the day. So, but I was so zoomed in on the baseball picture.
Sure.
That now it's just wildly zoomed in on everything. Like so zoomed in. Look how big this button is on Twitter.
That's the big button.
You see what I mean? So I just need to get a little less zoomed in, and then we can watch this with glee. Which is a show I'm not watching. Katie and I are also watching Community. That's the other show.
Right. How's that going?
Community's great. First couple.
Is Katie sinking her teeth in?
Yep. It's a pause. She's watching every episode. She's on to season 4, which is the worst season, but she got power through it.
Nice.
Yeah, Community's funny if you like weird zany shit. So this is the video, and it says, this clip I posted yesterday has been going viral all over Facebook and Instagram. I just happened to be walking by and caught this. So you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm watching. It looks like we've got, because it said a flood, so I was worried about like scares. Looks like a hotel bathroom or something is flooded.
Yeah, it's pouring down.
Yeah, but I thought it was like a river flooding.
Oh, okay.
Dangerous cars moving and stuff. So we've got a guy that jumps. Okay, a good slip and fall, little butt crack action. He plays it all right.
Yeah.
The sound in the background is what makes it. I tried really hard to find the
yeah.
backstory behind this, and I couldn't. But there's some woman outside who that was her car, and she's like freaking out because he damages the car. It's a good sound.
Yeah, I thought it was his car.
It's a nice gentleman's dent right in the middle. That's you don't normally see a good butt dent on the front of a car like that.
No, it's pretty good. I mean, if that was his car, that's a good dismount. Like I'm a fan of it. Not his car, kind of tough.
A little bit. I mean, he saved it at the end. He did slip and fall, which I don't think was part of the plan.
No. What about these newborn twins in India named Corona and COVID? A, do we think this is real? I don't. B, and I think we have a lot of new listeners here on JGR who aren't aware that we know a lot of the stories we talk about aren't real, but acting as if they are and laughing about them is fun.
Real is what you want it to be, man. No, I don't even think we've got a link. I don't think we've got a link here. I mean, it could also be real. There's so many people in the world that
it's from AlJazeera.com news.
To have twins pop out at this time, yeah, get a little weird with it, sure. I don't know. Tough to name kids that. I don't know. I think there's some people that believe in the times and stuff. We were joking at the start of this that I don't know. There's probably a lot of people that have dogs named Corona and stuff, right?
From the beer?
Yeah. It's just kind of like a fun, cute name. Maybe they live in a beach town. Maybe they like drinking Coronas, so they name their dog Corona.
Can you pronounce the name of that central state right there?
It's Chhattisgarh.
Chhattisgarh.
Double H is that's tough.
Off the bat, double H.
Not sure what you want with me doing with that double H in a sentence.
Oh, huge news here. The twins, a boy and a girl. So which one do you think got Corona and which one got COVID? I'm thinking Corona's the girl.
I would tend to lean the same way.
I wonder why it is that we both lean that way. Because I think the V, COVID, it's just a harsher word. Corona, you can make
I don't think it's the V. I think it's the ending with the id and ending with the na. I think that's the big change for me.
The delivery happened after facing several difficulties, and therefore my husband and I wanted to make the day memorable. Preeti Verma, 27-year-old mother of twins.
Yeah, a lot of people struggle to make their child's birth memorable.
I was gonna say a lot of people forget that day in their lives. So if you name your kids after a tragedy, it does help you remember.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's not good per se, but that sucks for those kids. So if that's what their goal, if their goal is to make it suck for their children's future lives, it's not a bad goal.
Be a story to tell, Jim.
How about this dude that dressed up like Barney? You interested in this at all?
I mean, a little bit. I think, man, it's the underlooked story of this coronavirus, but I don't know how single people or horny people are doing it, or maybe they're the dots that are moving and spreading this thing. Because, I don't know how people aren't linking up at all.
Did you know that he got arrested?
Yeah, I mean, adds up.
Here he is in the Barney outfit on his scooter, motorcycle, moped, whatever that is, just waving, having a jolly time. And then here he is being arrested.
Yeah, and I mean, the bigger thing here is if you have that level of production value Barney costume, you're looking for events to wear it. And this is Exhibit A.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I'd be shocked if there's even a girlfriend in the picture. I think this guy's a Barney impersonator who's been out of work.
Yeah, no chance this guy has a girlfriend. He was just looking for an excuse to wear his Barney costume, which he normally wears once a year. But this just massive.
What about the next story we have on here is that there's a guy, Robertson. Oh, Pat Robertson. Great picture they have for him
Pat Rob. Yep, that's I mean, that guy tells you anything. Don't listen.
Don't listen. But he says that he got corona from going down on his girlfriend.
That can't be right because Pat Robertson is gay as they come.
Many evangelical preachers have been looking for a scapegoat for COVID. They've already blamed it on gays and claimed it was a sign of the end of the world. Some evangelicals don't even believe the disease is real and have stubbornly refused to pray. Did you see that one priest who blew it away? They're like,
yeah,
we are going to blow it out of her. What's that?
Problem resolved.
Yeah. I mean, they did it. So, so he's not saying he got it that way. He's just blaming it on oral sex. And he said,
yeah, because the gentleman you showed me has been denying he's gay for the 150 years he's been alive.
And he said, this guy also blamed 9/11 on witches and lesbians, so maybe we don't even talk about him. But he did say, and if we can listen to this in the voice of our good friend Senator Byrd.
Barbaric. Let that word resound.
So in that voice, some of these young guns are doing I can't do it. Some of these young guns are doing all kinds of unnatural things with their sex organs.
Amen.
When people do that, they transfer. I thought he was saying he got it, which I was going to say, hey, Michael Douglas already did that.
Yeah.
So you can't steal it.
This corona stuff might be a good shot at the churches. Like, I think isn't there that one religious school that's like the only college in session right now, and we've got people on the internet blowing the virus away. This is
when they make all their money, when people are searching and desperate. I mean, that's why religion exists.
They're searching and desperate for somewhere to be, and right now they can't be there and get brainwashed.
No, this is when they go, they have a relative who's dying and they're with the doctors, and the doctors are working 24 hours a day to revive them, and the aunt goes to the local priest and says, will you pray for my
can't go to the local priest. That's
whatever.
saying.
She texts them and the priest says, we'll pray for you. And the next day the doctors who have been working 24/7 succeed. And she says, it was a miracle, God.
I don't think so. I think that's where COVID has a leg up right now. That it's you got people trying to blow it away, and you've got actual people working on it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see how religion comes out. I think they're going to be fine, but they're always fine. In New Zealand, they said the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy were essential workers. What does that mean? Like, what are they just saying this so the kids have hope still? And like all the adults in New Zealand are like going along with this?
That's all life is.
Well, I'm fine with that. Are they saying like, now we have people dressed like the Easter Bunny and they're free to walk around?
I'm pretty confident the press release from New Zealand isn't saying if you have an Easter Bunny outfit or a Tooth Fairy outfit, you're free to operate normally.
Oh, it was just a joke he made. How do they? Maybe, as you can imagine at this time, of course, they're going to be particularly quite busy at home with their family as well as their own bunnies.
I mean, dude, imagine the parents being trapped in the house with the kids. I mean, that's insane itself. But who wants to be taking on those questions head on right now? Is the Tooth Fairy still gonna come? He's still gonna come?
Yeah.
Like you gotta address that.
When is Easter?
I think it's coming. Is it supposed to be next weekend? BBD, you're our lead researcher on that.
Have you figured out
12th?
Whoa, 12th?
Yep.
This is 7th. Okay. Do you do anything for Easter anymore, Jake?
Not really. I mean, I haven't been for the past, what is it, 6 years. I've been living in Dallas or Denver, and I mean, you're not coming back for Easter. So Easter's been kind of fully ruled out because of that.
Yeah, once I have kids, I'll bring it back because egg hunts are awesome. Right. We used to practice. We had a garbage bag full of eggs, and I would hide them for Courtney and Ritzy, and then they would find them, and then Courtney would hide them for me and Ritzy. We would just do Easter egg hunts as little kids nonstop. My parents probably loved that. Probably kept us busy for like hours.
Oh, yeah. You were gone.
Yeah. Hiding eggs. When I was old enough to hide the eggs for Luke, I had so much fun.
Not shocked.
Yeah, that was a blast. Well, I think that's the end of everything. We got to go do Talking Baseball, talk all about this damn article. I wanted to DM Passon and be like, hey, what's up? What's real?
Dude, we got to have him on.
He's probably pretty busy today, but yes, he'll come on.
Yeah, he will. He'd love it.
All right. I think that's all. Thanks for watching live. For those that did, it's always on the podcast app every day. Majority of people listen there, but if boring time, so we can get people to listen live if they want. We got the new graphics. BBD's here. Any final words?
Leave a review for the new graphic, if nothing else.
If nothing else. We usually do bet of the day to end it. It kind of ends the show on a high note. It's so weird not ending it with that. But
yeah, and me and BBD might have to come up with a game plan because the table tennis is still rolling, and there's been a lot of stories around that because it's like the only thing you can gamble on in the state of New Jersey. So like so much money is getting laid on these ping pong games that nobody can actually watch, and we might just be getting tricked.
Couldn't even Google what a player looked like.
Yeah, it's tough. A lot of Igors, but yeah, we'll figure out a bet of the day, something. And yeah, I know we didn't talk WWE at all, but we're just saving that for tomorrow, people.
Luke just gave me a good memories in the Periscope, and Luke said, you fill the eggs with stuff, so when the little kids find it, there's candy inside. Yep. Luke said he put a full piece of bread in my egg once. Yeah, just a piece of white bread. Open the egg. I got bread.
That's a layup for you. That's a layup.
It's just a great opportunity for jokes and gags.
Yep. I mean, it's the excitement of opening an Easter egg.
I'd always put one in the toilet and see if Luke would actually reach in and grab it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's great times. It's good fun. So I can't wait to have kids and just make their lives miserable on Easter morning. That's the show. See you guys later. Goodbye. See ya.